Oh, man. Well, boys, I have been holding my liquid for far too long. I will return shortly. I trust that you will not mess up this cast.
All right, let us.
Yeah, most casts get a few minutes between, so I'll be right back.
All right, so bans like we've talked about before, all 3 bans from Vertibrae aimed at Kenny here, so really pinching his champion pool and trying to see what else he's going to pull out now that the Cane is off the table. And it will be the Tristana banned out by AD Cuties. Although it has
the first pick Corki, it's very apparent that for both teams that Corki has been the integral part of as to why each team won. So, and like I said before the games even started back in game 1, I think that Corki is extremely strong right now.
Yeah, both games, when Cavendish was on the Ahri and when Vertibrae was on the Ziggs, they were able to lane into it decently well, but in team fights, that's when the Corki really shines, just putting out massive amounts of AoE damage.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of roaming here again from Vertibrae. I think in the first game, Vertibrae's roaming on Corki with the package is really what turned around that game for them. So,
Twitch picked up here 4th King gold chains with the Tristana banned. Does Cygnus choose to go for the Cog to try and match that hyper carry?
Yeah, I think Xayah is still open here, so Xayah is a great pickup here before they start pinching the AD carry pool again.
Yeah, even a Xayah Rakan potential here, but it will be the Braum.
Which is really great for Twitch to block a lot of his damage.
Yeah, block that ultimate from Twitch. Gonna be huge in the mid-game team fights. I'm expecting an AD carry pickup here to match the Twitch.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they don't take like Xayah or maybe even Sibir here.
Although they could pick up the Ornn here if they're scared of it being banned out and they want to play it into the Maokai. And it will be the Cog.
Alright, I like it. Probably gonna go for a more Juggernaut-centered focus here.
Yeah, interesting though, the Braum picked up, not gonna have an Ardent Sensor support.
And the Orion taken away to avoid supporting that Juggernaut.
Wow,
Well, it
looks like I missed a completely different draft.
Yeah, Sig here, somewhat forced onto the Cog to try and match that early Twitch pick. And would have lost 2 AD carries in the ban phase if he hadn't picked it up.
Warren, you know what would be really interesting right now? If we see a Darius and a Garen ban.
I can't imagine. I
Oh,
think
Maokai's out. Already picked.
Well, it could be a Maokai jungle still.
Yeah, we did have 3 jungle bans from Vertibrae, completely targeting Kenny's pool, so that could be a Maokai jungle.
Well, it's too late now. They went Lulu instead.
Yeah, I don't think that I think they like the fact that he only plays Darius and Garen, so they know 100% what he's going to be picking. And
Yeah, they definitely have picks prepared for it, even with that Ornn banned out.
Yeah. Gnar still being open. Gnar is still a great choice here. Gives them more split push potential. I think they need to get out of this the 5v5 mid lane all or nothing. They need to try something different here for sure.
Oh, will Tiny Tally? He'll switch to the Darius this game.
Dunk Master Tally.
I'm not sure about Geodude's champion pool, but I would really expect to see a Gnar here.
Yeah, Gnar going to be pretty safe into that matchup, able to poke and farm from safety, whereas Darius likes to get multiple hits on people to stack up his passive.
Well, we'll see what happens here. 5 seconds left.
The Nidalee jungle prediction from chat.
Gragas picked up 4 Blazin or Geodude. There is a hitbox reduction. It's going to be a slightly less ridiculous, but I mean, if you know what you're doing on the champion, you're still going to be able to make really good plays. I always consider Gragas to be almost like a safer Lee Sin, especially in the late game. Not necessarily. It's just the CC.
Gragas pickup. With all those junglers banned out in the ban phase, Maokai taken. Wow.
Oh!
Interesting.
Oh!
For Geodude here.
The
Baby!
That'll be
Kale
Kale
top.
top lane. Geodude
I'm
does play Kale
expecting
top.
this to be a support Kale. I wouldn't imagine it would be like the hyper carry Kale.
Well, Geodude actually does play Kale top.
Yeah.
If it's not Pentakill Kale, we riot. Alistar as the last pick for Han Han. So all cards are on the table. This the picks you've been hiding, the picks you've been saving all this time.
I mean, it's no Yasuo comp, so.
But that is a Kale on my screen. Han Han pulling out his Alistar. Kenny as Maokai. This champion pools have been pinched and moved into different ways. We'll see what happens here. Kale, once you're both level 6, you just ult when Darius ults, right?
Yeah, and also going to be huge protecting that Kog'Maw later in the game. If Darius manages to get onto him with a Maokai, that 2 seconds of invulnerability is going to be huge for Kog'Maw.
Yeah. In a team fight setting, I would expect to see the support Kale, similar to like the Master Yi style. But in a solo queue setting, Kale obviously runs the hyper carry sort of build. I think that support Kale can still bully out a Darius early. So I guess we'll see how Geodude decides to build.
Yeah, maybe an Ardent Sensor here on the Kale would be a pretty good build. But
Yeah, for sure.
maybe starting with that Nashor's Tooth just for lane safety.
Yeah, maybe transitioning into a support mid-game.
All right. Bold predictions, boys. Let's go.
All right, you got to go first this time.
No. I have the boldest prediction of the series.
Ooh. All right, bold prediction. Twitch is going to ult all of his shots into a Braum shield, which will lose his team the game.
Ooh.
Not biased whatsoever.
Absolutely unbiased.
Not a member, not a boner over here.
NyQuil, what you got?
My boldest prediction is an Acathian surprise pentakill.
All right. You ready? My bold prediction is a 25-minute shit stop.
Ooh.
I like
By
it.
which team? By either
We
team?
do have two people that need to go to bed real soon. So.
Oh no, okay, that's my prediction. That's my bold prediction. But I want it. Let's have a go the distance here.
I think that Banned from Dota and Gold Chain both would be very upset if this goes the distance.
It's only 3 games. We'll be fine.
I think Banned from Dota said he had to be at work in 4 hours, so...
Yeah, he was actually planning on, if it went to Game 3, having a sub come in, but I'm imagining with how intense the series is, he had to play it out.
True. What a trooper for Banned from Dota.
Yeah, Trooper, especially on that Braum, gonna be throwing out the Qs.
I'm actually glad to see him back on this ROM. As a support main, I do believe that they won that first game because he was playing so well in that Braum.
Unbiased completely.
What? I mean, not like towards Vertibrae as a whole, but he just played that Braum very well.
So Kog'Maw here
As a support main, he says.
Kog'Maw here taking the barrier and Braum taking the heal, so going for that ultimate safety summoner set there.
I wonder if we see a Wind Speaker's Braum.
Ooh, that would probably be not as great as other summoner spells.
Stoneborn packed with Ardent Sensor.
Very possible.
I mean, you have 3 auto attackers. That would actually... Like, he's been getting these 4-man ults. That would be pretty nutty.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned it, but the Maokai and the Orianna combo is going to be really dangerous ball delivery system as well.
Alistair as well.
Yeah, Alistar as well with that Flash WQ combo that we saw Syracuse attempt.
Hey, I did it many other times. It was just that one.
My Orianna.
What you didn't see was when I had the flank. We're out of no vision in the bot lane fight that started our comeback. I got Syndra completely out of the fight, but you know.
But nobody zooms in on that. Not even directed camera.
No.
Not even directed camera, dude.
Well, I know for a fact General Wally wasn't too pleased. All right, well, here we are in the game. You know, it would have been a bold prediction for the game to not been paused.
That's true.
That would have been the bold prediction.
We've been had. So.
I will say this is the most trouble of a game that we've seen thus far.
Yeah, so if nothing else, this game wins the award for most technical difficulties.
There's always
They better
season
get
2
it together,
worlds.
whoever comes to face us in finals, because I'm not going to put up with this.
Season 2 worlds, never forget.
Never forget.
The reason why we actually accept silver scrapes in our lives.
Oh, man.
All those
Did you
technical...
play Silver Scrapes?
No.
I wasn't listening to it.
I played Hopes and Dreams, and I can't remember the other part of it. The other part of the last boss fight music from Undertale, and then the theme song from One Punch Man.
Ooh,
Extended version.
good selection. All right, here we are. Items being purchased.
Relic
Three
Shield.
standard.
Double Relic Shield. Twitch and Alistar.
Yeah, King Goldchain's in
Is
Hanan.
this Mordekaiser?
What is
I mean,
going on?
there's no Ardent Sensor that's going to be built there. That's kind of the whole point of it, isn't it?
Michael, do you know more about this?
I'm not real sure why you would go double Relic Shield. Unless he's... No, Alistair doesn't need to rush Ardent Sensor, so... I mean, he may have Stormborn back. We didn't get to see that because it loaded in so fast.
Oh, Vertibrae is spotted out by Ward here.
Henny's right there. Knows this is not a good
Yeah.
place to be.
Vertibrae
And
gonna
we
get
just
some
do a
vision
quick
down.
old shoop the whoop and head on right out.
The shoop a da whoop.
Rip Spectator Client. Why don't we get Keystones?
Someone quick hit tab.
You don't get it?
Wait, we can't hit tab, right?
No, we can't. I'm just messing with you. All right, so sapling's coming out from Kenny. They did stop the sapling, so he's going to be just a little bit slower than normal. Probably an actual normal speeded clear, for being honest. Both junglers starting on their bot side buff. And the mid laners meet. Kenny is going to get this leash on the blue buff. And if we look over here at... It'll let me change it. Blazinhot also getting that clear. Now Blazinhot's going to be able to make a few more early ganks, more effective early ganks than the Maokai on this Gragas.
I'm always hoping that the Twitch poison takes the buff from the jungler, just for a more interesting start.
That's actually a really bad start for Kog'Maw if that happens.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Braum
true.
misses the Q, gets punished immediately by King Goldchains and Han Han. Early
You
trading.
know now that Alistair has Colossus, so not going Ardent Sensor Bond of Stone.
Stoneborn Pact, sir.
Whatever.
Alright, so let's focus a little bit on this top one. This is the interesting one. Geodude on this Kale. We haven't seen a Kale pick in a while. I mean, I haven't seen one in a solid minute or two. So let's see what happens here. Just trying to chunk him out a little bit with these ranged autos that are available to her.
And no Fairy Charm start, so no support, Kale.
Yeah, so this is full carry mode. Gragas is coming up. Coming around the side. There are no trinkets. Maokai is here on the chase. Potential for a counter gate. In fact, Blazin might be thinking Maokai's going to go in. Instead, Maokai is on Scuttle. Blazin's making the move. Here we go. On to Tiny Tally. Body Slam does connect. There's the auto. There's the red buff. There's the Q. Tiny Tally has to burn Flash. Here's Maokai. Blazin does not have Body Slam just yet. Who gets first blood? Who gets out? Blazin double pull from Tiny Tally. Blazin has to Body Slam to get himself out. Kale then burns Flash as well. And the end of the day, 2 flashes for 1.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
pressure
well-
there from Kenny.
Yeah, lots of early aggression from both.
Ooh,
junglers.
Han Han catching the Cygnus out of position. Ban from Joda, stopping the poison a little bit. I can't remember what that ability is called, but Ban's got to burn Flash himself. Heal does No! Cygnus thought he had heal and burn barrier instead.
Oh no.
Fortunately, it doesn't look like he was in vision when burning that barrier, so they might not know that cooldown's on.
Vertibrae and the Boners having a little bit of a rough early game start, like with that counter gank. And
which I think has been very apparent across all 3 games so far is Vertibrae.
Oh, back up the top lane, slows down Tiny Tally. He does have body slam. Q gets the heal. I don't think they're going to quite get a kill there. On the bot lane, Ban from Dota. Now heal gets burned. They could get the stun. Han chunked very low. Cygnus doesn't go for it. He did have flash available. Maybe didn't think that Han was being chunked super low by the tower. Vertibrae getting taken out by Cavendish just a little bit. That could have been first blood. I know you're tired, guys, but you got to talk here. It's not just me in this room.
Yeah, if he had gone for that, though, I think the Twitch would have been able to pick him up, and probably not a trade that Sig was comfortable taking.
Maokai is on the Gragas' Raptors. This camp up top being punished a little bit, being 14 CS down without any Raptors being taken as of yet. By Raptors, I mean Krugs. That's the difference here. Oh, Ban from Dota goes in on a King Goldchain, doesn't get the auto, walks away. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication between him and Cygnus.
Interesting that we're seeing the CS lead go towards the Darius in the top lane, even though Kale picked the counter pick and the range matchup into it. So probably a result of that early jungle pressure, but now down about a wave and a half.
Yep, and some more, because on the top side, that's a huge wave going, well, it was a huge wave going into Darius. Up 11 CS now. Alrighty, tries to chunk him a little bit, dodges the pool. That's pretty lucky right there.
Yeah, I think they called Kale to back off there. They don't really know where Maokai is right now. Looks like Orianna is warding and roaming up towards top side, so...
Yeah, Darius is going to hit level 6 before Kale at this rate. There it is, yeah. And
Yep,
Kale just hit
Orianna
level
is
5.
coming up. Level...
Kale doesn't have vision of this either.
Orianna's here. Walks
Top wave is
away.
available.
Gragas trying to take a steal on this Wolves. It's a smite fight. And the smite, I think that went to Blazin. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe it did.
And Blast Plant gets them both into the blue pit. Cygnus is a little bit quicker on the rotation. Here's Braum. They don't want this fight, though, as they back off. Kenny wants it. Knows his team is nearby. Braum Q hits. Dissuades any further action. Gets the honey fruit. And we walk away. Tense early game so far. That 400 gold lead in favor for AD Cuties, but mostly that's from those items in the bot lane, the double relic shield. And
we've
this
yet
top
to talk
lane.
about this this mid lane Faker no skin matchup in the game too. Both great mechanically skilled players, so looking for the Faker plays this game.
Do we get what K Elo Shockwave do we get this game?
I'm hoping for at least a 500 Elo Shockwave, but with Cavendish, we can't be sure.
All right, here we go. Kenny gets knocked up by Blazinhot. Tanks battling it out in the jungles. Mid laners coming in. Valk in from Vertibrae. This could be first blood. In fact, it will flash.
Ooh.
Burned late by Maokai. First blood going on to Blazin. Dan from Dota and Cygnus taking the fight. Looking to get the stun onto Han. They do. Han could fall here. Heal burned by King Goldchain. They're focusing on the tank. Turn their attention towards Han, who is now stunned. No exhaust, but heal is still available on Ban from Dota. Flash from King Cygnus 2112 does get the kill onto King Goldchain. 2 kills in favor for Vertibrae and the Boners. Trading going on the top lane as they look to dive. Bot will take a peek down there. They're really spooked by this Alistar. I would be as well. Don't want anyone to die to it because of the memes, but there it is. Taken by Blazinhot. Well executed, and they're going to get a lot of huge portion of damage onto this bot tower.
Yeah, Vertibrae says, fuck you, Sig. You're not going to get an assist on this kill. Just not wait for him to get in there. Destroys the Alistar.
Yep, and this tower is probably going to fall here with that red buff out of the Gragas. And indeed it does. Vertibrae and the Boners, and they're giving it all to Kog'Maw. My apologies. Vertibrae does have the tempo right now. What do we want to see from them next? What are the next steps they should take here?
Probably make moves onto that Infernal Drake. It looks like AD Cuties already pinging it out. Probably aware that Vertibrae is looking towards it.
Tiny Tally starting to get chunked
Actually, I
out.
think they're gonna rotate the map and send bot lane top.
Oh, Blazinhot could be caught out here. Has to burn Flash to avoid the shockwave.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be in the Infernals right there. Flash burn for Gragas, who is also out of mana.
He's looking, does have Blast Plant. Could Blast Plant in, then Body Slam out. Uses the barrel for vision, but does he even have enough mana for Body Slam? Meanwhile, Geodude, Tiny Tally going at it. That heal is huge.
Here's the package available.
Oh, Han on the zone. This would be horrible to get packaged into. Smite does go in favor of Kenny. Maokai will probably fall here. He's still alive. Brahmo comes through. Cavendish is super low. Han falls as well. They get Infernal, but they get 2 kills in return. Vertibrae getting hit by King Goldchain. There's the CC. Stunned up. The Twitch is down. 6-0. Meanwhile, top lane. Ult burned by Geodude. Tiny Tally did not ult himself. 4.
Forced to flash.
Yep. Oh no! Ban from Dota gets hit by the Q. There's the shield to juke it. Body slam. The hitbox was reduced. Doesn't matter though. Vertibrae gets the kill. 4-0-2 on this Corki, and things are quickly falling apart at the seams.
And that
Really?
Corki is now 1,300 gold up over Orianna, and Kog'Maw now 800 gold up over Twitch. These carries are about to scale very, very fast.
Really bad misplay there on the side of AD Cuties. Vertibrae had put the package right across the mouth of the pit, and then Alistair and Orianna both walked into the package, instantly getting the 99% slow and burn, and then Orianna had to flash out and still died for it. So really, really poor misplay there on their half for walking into the package burn.
Yeah, Triforce completed on Corki and Wit's End on Kog'Maw now. No completed items.
11-minute
carries
Triforce.
of AD Cuties.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. Corki's gonna hurt just a
that's
wee
super
bit. And there's that lane swap you were talking about, NyQuil, earlier, setting the bot lane top and the Kale bot. Twitch is staying bot, wants to receive some of this CS. Can't imagine. I mean, would Kale be able to take on Twitch and just destroy him and force him out?
At this point, yeah, probably. Twitch isn't super strong by himself yet, especially because he didn't get like work or anything. So a majority of his damage right now is going to be from the expunge. So,
All right, 7 kills to 0, 3.5 thousand gold in the lead. Vertibrae and the Boners wanting to end this game. Don't want to be known as just winning through lucky team fights. Wants to end it in style. And Tiny Tally's going to get stunned. Orianna Shockwave, though, takes out the bot lane. Tiny Tally falls, but Cygnus should be next. Still alive, does fall to Kenny. Kenny might be next. No damage available. Cavendish takes a lot from the Cappian surprise. And here's that Triforce Corki. Blazinhot with the damage reduction, just tanking it. Kenny sacrifices himself for Cavendish, who does get slowed by the Braum Q, by the Braum ult. There's the shield. Blazinhot sacrifice will not be in vain. Oh, he gets the stun ban from
Dota coming up huge.
That is a man that works in 4 hours and does not want to deal with this anymore.
So true, yeah. He's like, I want to go home. Let's snowball this and get this done.
All right, this might be the dive onto level 98 Geodude. Takes a lot of damage. He's going to have to burn ult. Ult is burned by Han. They know Kale ult is available. Backs off just a little bit. What is that again? Intervention. Waves clears just a little bit, and things continue to go as they do. Tower falls. Top tier 1 tower down. Mid tier 1 already getting pushed a little bit by Kog'Maw. 4,500 lead for Vertibrae and his collective penises.
We're running out of genital.
I mean, what if I
synonyms.
told you the pause was intentional and I'm not just fishing for words every second of the day?
I would say you're a liar.
You'd be right. All right, so
Lying on stream, 2K17.
15. Holy moly! I wish this was season 5. Because if it was season 5, and I'd be as good as quote unquote good as I am now, I'd be fine. All right, here we go. A little bit of a scrap in the top lane. Geodude, Tiny Tally, who wins? Geodude, bopping him. I like that sound. Swap, swap.
Looks like they're rotating mid for this tower now. Definitely general, just standard macro play here.
we didn't quite see it in the first game, but we talked about how this game will be decided by these mid laners. Vertibrae and the boners, and Cavendish definitely someone to not be messed with, and both mid laners putting the game, like Cavendish putting the end game on his back last time. Vertibrae 5-0-3 currently. One, just put it on my back. And who did Vert played Corki in the first game as well, correct?
Yep, that's right. Into Cavendish's Ari.
And Cavendish's Ari did so much in that first game as well. So these two mid laners are just dueling this entire series. There's Rift Herald. We can only assume that's going to be dropped for the mid turret.
Yeah, really at this point, their best bet is just to let that Twitch farm or try and get some picks. Definitely
might
not
be the
enough.
ball is there. Out, Han goes in. Shockwave onto 3 members of Vertibrae and the Boners. Corki will fall here. But Ban from Dota looks to be next as Kog'Maw has to leave to keep the dream alive. There's a bit of life still in AD Cuties yet.
Yeah, Geodude going to continue split pushing top. Someone's going to have to answer. Darius does have teleport available.
Does he teleport? They're still going. I think
Still
they might have to
choosing
wait
to hold
clear.
that teleport.
See what
There it
happens.
is.
Dragon
Oh,
is
there it
up
is.
soon. Which dragon is this now? Someone look at it.
This is Ocean
It's
Drake.
Ocean.
Okay. So not too much to fight for. Backs off just a little bit. Knows that Corki is alive.
explosive
Kenny
cast
has to burn
comes out.
Flash to keep himself alive. Alrighty. So reducing that gold lead a little bit. Taking a tower. They might lose mid-tier 1 in return, though, after that overstay.
Yeah, not going to be able to defend this one.
And there's Rift Herald. With Rift Herald, do they lose 2 here?
I think they do.
Yeah.
Alistar and Maokai canceling their backs, but not going to be able to wave clear.
Yeah, Vertebrae threatening with that package. Do we get the Nexus dive as predicted for game 2?
Straight in with the package, all the way to the Nexus turret.
Alright, they're not going to get tier 2, but they chunk it to about half health as the dragon gets started. And it is gone. Good night,
Good
Dragon.
rotations here on Vertibrae.
So, yes, it looks huge, but it is only a 3k gold lead. Now, this is a 3k gold lead at 1630, but we've seen crazier things this series so far. What needs to happen right now?
I think that AD Cuties needs to keep playing to their just warding up, playing safe, and farming right now. Get that 2 item spike on Orianna. That way, the Shockwave really does work, and then they can use the Alistar Shockwave without necessarily needing the full team 5v5 team fight with the Twitch ult.
Yeah, I want to
And then they'll be
see.
able to get picks.
I want to see better vision control coming out from AD Cuties because the flank from the Maokai or the Alistar with that Orianna fall against the immobile Kog'Maw can absolutely obliterate a team fight.
But
Yeah, if
looking
you
at
look
the
at the
vision
vision
right
right now-
now, 8 Vertebrae has, like...
It's all
it-
deep vision.
Yeah, one word did just die, but still, like... AD Cuties is running blind right now.
Yeah, gonna need to push up their vision line to be able to contest pretty much any objectives in the next few minutes.
Granted, we don't really have any objectives for another 3 minutes, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're AD Cuties, do you even want to contest anything right now?
I think that with an Orianna ult, can definitely be a game changer. So
Yeah,
they just
this is
need
a
to make
game
sure
where
the
if you,
package is down.
If you choose to play passive as AD Cuties, things might start to fall apart with that cog scaling.
Alright, so Pings go out to defend bot. Twitch backs off just a wee tad bit. And Dragon is up in 2 minutes. Scuttle taking a little prematurely. I feel like the ideal time is about 1:30 before drag spawns, but nothing too big. We're just farming. We're just waiting it out. Knowing these 2 squads, I'd imagine we're going to see ARAM meta once again.
We do have the Nashor suit completed on Kale, as we mentioned. It'll be interesting to see if Geodude decides to go for that.
Oh my gosh, what is Twitch doing? He's 1 man against 2. Doesn't matter. Vertebrae's chunked to half health. Banned from Dota ults to disengage. Banned from Dota has to use heal to stay alive. So they get flash and heal out of Banned from Dota off of that engage. I was super afraid for King Gold Chains.
Yeah, that was really aggressive positioning from Gold Chain, and
Just like suddenly there's a twitch in between two.
also pretty sad Braum Shield facing the wrong way there.
Alright, Kog'Maw will get this red buff. And we continue our game as AD Cuties appears to just want to take their time. Don't want to force anything. Neither does Vertibrae. Let their teams scale. And this is going to be another team fight deciding game. This is going to go to 40 minutes again. I feel it in my bones.
I'm predicting the 32-minute mark.
Well, my bold prediction's still available to us here.
That is true.
5 minutes. They can do Baron right now in 30 seconds and push it down to win.
Yes. Do we actually want that to happen,
Neither
though?
of the AD carries have Bork, so...
Do we want that to happen? Do we actually want this? Do we want this game? Or do we want it to go the distance? We're here. We've gone through so much together, chat. NyQuil, LP Mage Man.
Oh, yes.
Do we want this series to actually truly end on a pub stomp?
I don't know if I can handle another 10 minutes.
Well, here's the package going in. Good Night King. Gold Chains does get out. That Phosphon barely missing. Didn't.
Yeah, if that Phosphorus bomb had landed, that probably would have been Baron.
Yup. The dream is dead.
But like I was saying, I don't think I can handle another 10-minute team fight at 40 minutes. My heart just can't handle it.
It's because you don't eat enough Indian food.
Ooh, that's some good stuff.
He literally asks me every day.
No, only Saturdays. Ooh, Tiny Tally might look for the pull here. Nope. Decides against it. Kale is coming in. They know They know King Goldchains is in the bot lane. Blazinhot just used Body Slam. Does have ult available. King Goldchains and Kenny aren't making moves just yet. Oh, they could pull in Blazinhot. Does he have? Yep. Body Slam gets interrupted by the Maokai twisted by Han. My apologies. Has to use Flash. That's one massive engage tool not available. Kale goes in on King Goldchain in the bot lane though. Oh, gets the juke. Flash for Flash. King Goldchain's barely escaping with his life. These past 3 times you've seen him just get out barely. If he dies at any moment of any one of those, that could be it.
Yeah, that could be the turn on to the Baron. I would say
definitely.
that's a good trade for Geodude though. That that flash on Twitch is a very important tool for the next team fight.
Both teams are very, very afraid to pull the trigger here, knowing that so much is on the line for the tournament.
Oh, but Baron has started. They saw Twitch. They know he doesn't have Flash. Is there any idea? There is no pings coming out on the side of AD Cuties. There's the trinket. They know Baron is here. Everyone's moving immediately. Twitch is their first one to arrive. Tiny Tally comes in. They know Vertibrae and the Boners knows it's happening, and they did disengage from the Baron.
Bot tower.
Yep, TP is up for Tiny Tally. This seems to have been a play for his TP. There it is. Does it go through in time? Geodude let it go through.
Well, great play there from Geodude. He gets the teleport out of Tally, gets the tower, and holds his own teleport.
Yep. Oh, Corki getting engaged upon Vertibrae. Burns Valkyrie. Braum, meanwhile, on to King Goldchain. He is all alone there, banned from Dota. I don't know if you know, but your team's not there, friend. Teleport coming in from Kale. Banned from Dota does fall. Tiny Tally is coming in on the flank. Watches that just massive shockwave onto the back line of Vertibrae and the Boners. Corki does have intervention on him. King Goldchain will fall. Kale is next, though. There is no damage left. It's all on Cygnus. He gets popped by Tiny Tally. Blazinhot. It's being turned on by Tiny Tally. He doesn't get anyone. It is a 4-4-1 as I check my math. They turn on the mid lane tower.
Yeah, I'm not sure what ban for Dota was pushed up so far there. It was I think his team was trying to disengage there, and there was a little miscommunication there on what was going on.
X-Nyquil, aren't you excited? It's the turnaround.
Yeah.
NyQuil, where's your excitement, man?
Insane shockwave. Yada yada. Yeah, it was just quite the turnaround.
No, I mean, it was a really great shockwave, and that's kind of what I was talking about is, even though AD Cuties was behind, if that Orianna ult comes out, hitting all 3 carries at one time, just really devastating.
Vertibrae actually lucky to get that kill onto King Goldchains, only getting it because the Kale ult kept him alive long enough to get the last rocket out too.
I mean, that would have been
Very,
Baron
very
if they had
close.
King Gold Chain. So very good awareness out of Vertibrae there. Body Slam does connect on Tiny Tally. Are we sure they fixed all that hitbox? Here comes the package. On to Tiny Tally. King Gold Chains is here. Does he have ult? Not just yet. Tiny Tally will most likely fall here. If Twitch had ult, this probably could have gone differently, but he didn't. And here we go. 1-0. Orianna is at the bot side with Blue Buff. They are turning immediately towards the Baron. Yes, it's a 4v5, but with no TP out of Tiny Tally, but it's still a 50-50 Baron. If Kenny can get in there. No flashes available on this Maokai, no blasting plant. He's going to have to take the long way around. Orianna does have Shockwave available. Cavendish going in man mode. There's the Maokai ult. Gragas ult pulls everyone to the back line. Shockwave again! 3-man! That's at least 2k elo, and Cygnus just has to take it and fall. We were talking about the mid laners. Cavendish once again putting his team on his back, Luke Skywalker style.
Yeah, just not respecting the shockwave there. 4 members being caught by the ball in the middle of the team fight.
Super unfortunate there with that 4-man shockwave.
It was 2k gold lead for AD Cuties. Let's have I'm gonna rewind it. Let's look at this one more time. I'm going to go to 24-14 as the Baron does get started. Let's see what happens here. So the Baron, I mean, if I remember, it's just literally Cavendish lands the nasty shockwave. Without that, I don't know if they get this. So here he is. Cavendish just walks up front lines. They lose track of the ball on Vertibrae and moves the ball right there on the edge. 4-man shockwave. I mean, this is literally Cavendish just deciding he doesn't want to lose. That's pretty much all I can say about that.
Yeah, it was a really excellent shockwave there.
And as we were gone, at 25:52 is what I'm loading into. As we were gone, we just saw the Cloud Drake going to AD Cuties. Another insane comeback in this series.
Where are you at now?
I am at 26:05. Kenny threatening on ban from Dota. Vertibrae and the Boners being forced on the back foot. 3k down themselves, soon to be more, as they try and stop their base from being completely dismantled. Blazinhot is top lane. He's going to be a little bit late to this party.
This is a 3-item Twitch with his ultimate available. It's going to be difficult to defend against him.
Now, we have seen before on the side of Vertibrae, they have had great target selection. They know once they identify who needs to be prioritized, they do. And so far, that has been King Gold Chains, but I feel like they just need to take out this Orianna before she does any more damage to them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky team fight here with the Orianna and the Shockwave being such a crucial spell, but also Twitch is up 3k on Kog'Maw, so really gonna have to prioritize whether or not, once the Shockwave is out, making sure that they're not getting flanked from the invisible Twitch.
Yep. I would imagine Kog'Maw's going to go Runans next.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Zeal being to start the Zeal. Once he gets Runans, do Vertibrae start winning team fights? Like, is that just an insta-win, or...?
No, it's definitely still has to do with positioning, making sure that they keep track of where the ball is. Because if Orianna catches Corki and Kog'Maw together, the team fight's lost immediately.
Yeah, another thing to keep in mind is all the flashes on Vertibrae are now available, as opposed to last team fight.
Alrighty, so Baron has gotten them 2 towers, 4, almost 5,000 in the lead here in the Tri-Bush. A little hopeful, but always worth the shot. And here we are. Vertibrae probably going to have to be forced to stop his back to continue wave clearing. Orianna coming down the mid lane with a huge wave as Kale meets Tiny Tally in the bots lane. So, continuing our adventures in this game. Orianna, that's going to have to be responded to. And indeed she is by Vertibrae and Blazinhot. They're going in on her. Exhaust is down to Cavendish. She's alone. There's the body slam. Cavendish falls.
Shockwave unable to be used there. Going to be huge.
later on. But that's massive. That's what they need to stall this out just a little bit more. Wait until Kog'Maw gets that Rune Hands or something, or just stop the bleeding.
Really interesting use of exhaust.
Ban gets pulled in. Nothing more.
Interesting use on exhaust on both Corkis from both games.
Ooh, again, Blazinhot catching Kenny here. Sorry to interrupt. There's the ultimate pulling Maokai in. Maybe not the right use of that ultimate, but it's jungle ult for jungle ult, and we walk away. No harm, no foul. Package is available on Vertibrae. They want to make a play, though, with that.
Yeah, I think they definitely could have made the play there with the package. With Orianna being down, they're at a very high less threat. As soon as they just see the Twitch, just immediately turn on him.
Geodude did opt to go for the Rage Blade, so he's gonna scale it's gonna be pretty scary once he completes another item on that Kale.
Kog'Maw does have Zeal completed. How much gold with the Zeal and the dagger? How much gold does it take until he gets to Rune Hands from here? He's got to get a
Reaper. About
Reaper.
1,400.
He's got to get another. How much? Okay, wait. How much? Isn't it?
I think it's 1,200. I think
700 to go from dagger to recurve, correct?
Yes.
Recurve's 1,000 gold item. Right?
And then 300 or 400 to combine.
So it's getting ever so close. So if we are not complete monkeys, he should be around 1,100 away from that Rune Hands, and we'll really see this Kog'Maw start to pop off. All right, sieging in the top lane. No more Orianna splits. No more Orianna picks. Kenny getting that vision, forcing them away from this tier 2 top lane. Yep, there it is. Poke coming in from Corki onto Cavendish. Cavendish is taken very low. That could dissuade them from a team fight in a second here. We'll see what happens as we continue the siege. Pushing in with another wave. You know, who needs ARAMs when you have ATAMs? Valkyrie had to be burned by Vertibrae to get up. King Goldchain trying to get some of chip damage in. Alrighty. Oh, there is the Braum ultimate does miss, but Blazinhot forced out. Han burns ult. It seems like we just have a lot of ults for nothing. Keep an eye on the ball. Where is it? Maokai goes in again onto Ban from Dota. Ban from Dota flashes in. There's the Gragas ultimate. There's so much going on. There's so much AoE, but it appears that just Vertibrae is getting ran out of the building. This will probably be the game here. Kog'Maw, great flash to save his life. Kiting out Han. Tiny Tally. Can the 2 carries? That is an insane amount of damage onto Cygnus there as they continue the push. 20 seconds on the support staff for Vertibrae, and the boners forced to flash out of Cavendish. Do they continue here? The wave clear could hold through. What happens here? Twisted advance onto Vertibrae. Vertibrae gets pulled in. Vertibrae is dead. Cygnus against the world. Does the pupper have it in him? One more shockwave out of Cavendish to seal the deal. Braum is up. Gragas is up. But I can't imagine they're going to hold out much longer. This will most likely be the game here unless Ban from Dota pulls it off. They're spooked.
Kale is up, though. The hypercarry in Kale is available.
That's true.
They just didn't have it in them. They didn't have it in them to let the game end like that. They're chasing him down. Cavendish is the target. Kale gets exhausted, but destroyed by Orianna. It's 2 tanks against the world. Corki has 10 seconds on him. It continues. Cavendish is just very low, deciding to back. The 2 tanks and the Twitch from AD Cuties turn on the inhib, and they'll probably back after this. I mean, that could have been game. Ban from Dota and Blazinhot doing everything they can to keep it up, to try and stay alive. Just a few more seconds.
Whew, that was intense. The Orianna just so far ahead. Actually built into Magi's now, so a 2-man shockwave or a 3-man shockwave at this point is going to be GG for Vertibrae.
Yep, I mean, it's going to come down to put the ult on Cygnus and put intervention on Cygnus and just pray.
Yeah, they're going to have to go in with a package and really blow up the Orianna immediately.
And we saw it in the last game. Corki can do that. I mean, that's literally what Cavendish did to Vertibrae and the boners in game 2.
Yeah, and now that exhaust is back up as well, it is very possible. If they can exhaust the shockwave, it may be possible to make it out of the team fight.
Here we are, 2 inhibs down. 1 Nexus tower remains. They are 9,000 gold down. Can Vertibrae and the Boners pull off the comeback one more time? Baron is up. That's going to be the next engagement. Waves are pushing in onto them. It's going to take a miracle steal from Blazinhot. They don't appear to want to do Baron. The Twitch is in the bot lane. Everyone's converging on it. They're just going to let Super Minions split on Vertibrae and the Boners, and they're going to try and push on this tower. This could be the fight. Here we go. Walking into the jungle. That's bold. Cygnus is a little out of position. Vertibrae gets twisted. Advance upon Hanan's on top of it. Blazinhot is onto Orianna. The shockwave lands onto Vertibrae. 1 carry down. It's up to Cygnus, but he's having to deal with Tiny Tally on the top. Cygnus does fall. Then the rest of the team, Vertibrae is done. This is the game unless level 98 Geodude can pull off the most insane KO play I've ever seen. Does he have it in him? GGs are coming out. Geodude, I believe. Win the Petite Cup, my friend. Oh, never mind.
No.
Good
Orianna,
night.
damn.
AD Cuties is going to the semifinals against Cloud Genesis. GG all. See, I told you this game would be over by 35 minutes. You guys didn't believe me.
Did you say that?
Completely.
Did you say that?
Chat, you can tell them. I said 35 minutes. You can tell them I am an honest person. Another turnaround game. Another comeback performance out of AD Cuties as they crush Vertibrae and the Boners' hopes.
Just solidifying that rivalry between Vertibrae and AD Cuties now. The second time now that Vertibrae has been bested by AD Cuties. AD Cuties is not somebody to be messed with, for sure.
I mean, neither is
even though-
Vertibrae's. That team, you know,
I mean, yeah, for sure. They played. Both of these teams played exquisitely, in both games. Or all three
30,000
games.
damage out of Orianna. Please tell me your CC score is something massive as well, just for the shockwaves. Oh man, that was crazy out of Cavendish.
Do we
Well.
even get CC scores?
No, we don't. It's tragic.
Not in customs. RIP.
Alrighty. So let's see who are we gonna interview first. Let's see if anyone out of AD Cuties is down. Anyone out of Vertibrae and the Boners, just come on in here.
Come on
They
into the
can't-
interview.
I don't feel
lounge.
like messaging people.
Yeah. We can move down to interview lounge.
Interview lounge. Come to the interview lounge. All right, here we are in the scenic interview lounge. So, what are your thoughts of the series, Mage Man?
A very, very close series. I'd even say the best quarterfinal series that we saw here in the Season 2 playoffs. In the end, AD Cuties coming up with the win, I believe, mostly due to Cavendish's Orianna in Game 3. Some amazing shockwaves, as you pointed out.
Literally,
And also the
Cavendish
Twitch
is
as
why
well.
AD Cuties won this series.
Yeah, Cavendish in Game 2, I believe. Or which game did they win? Game 1?
No, game 2.
Game 2, yeah. Yeah, Cavendish in both Game 2 and Game 3.
Yeah,
putting
I
a
mean,
team on his back.
That's literally what happened. He just got on the flanks in Game 2. We saw that happen multiple times. He just got in and popped the backline. Like he literally just destroyed them. And then in Game 3, as they were on the back foot, landing 2 massive shockwaves, and there was one even earlier that's kept them in the game just a little bit longer, but Cavendish MVP for the series.
Do we do that? Can we award MVPs?
I mean, he's my player of the series. So let's see.
I mean, we can.
See here. Let's get. Yeah, let's see here. See if it's Cavendish even. Yeah. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, is he available?
Han talking. The Dunk Master and Cavendish won in.
All right, let's do it.
The
I'm here.
Dunk. Oh, what's up, Cavendish? Right?
Boy, Cavendish, yeah.
Oh, Cavendish?
Cavendish.
Your accent throws me the freak off.
Cavendish.
GG, man. GG.
Yeah, the first game was Terrifying. See,
So
Yeah.
that was an interesting game.
let's forget game 1 because that was just crazy. And I mean, that was.
Although
exciting.
I do want to compliment your Ari in the first game.
Yeah.
A lot of really great like flash charms.
Yeah.
Really trying to be a playmaker.
Yeah, and
for
I know-
that, early game. Just
and
really
at-
unfortunate that last team fight.
While we're on the subject of
I-
game 1, Ban from Dota was in my opinion, was the hero of that game. So much relied on him keeping his AD alive, even though I know he's going to be asleep by now for work. So Cavendish, let's talk game 2. Like, you guys were knocking at death's door, and then you just start finding the angles. What was going on? What was going on in your head as you were just continually destroying the squishies of Vertibrae?
Before we were winning fights, my hands were literally shaking. Actually, it was that scary. It was that nerve-wracking.
It's a
But,
pretty
yeah,
big game to win.
We just had to wave clear because Silver Corky just has so much,
Mm-hmm.
and just stall out Baron, and then we just gotta bait them in bad fights. That's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Now,
Can you talk a little bit about the mid lane matchup in Game 3, opting to go for that Orianna into Vertibrae's Corki, which you played against earlier in the series?
Orianna's my best champion. Yeah, Orianna is my best champion. With Ori, I can pretty much fight anyone, and Vertibrae's Corki was alright.
I mean, he had was participating in 6 kills at that point.
That is true. He was roaming with Braum and Gregas everywhere, so yeah.
So
We were
you
kinda
landed
getting bamboozled.
2 massive shockwaves in 2 big team fights.
Yep.
What were the comms like? What was it like because we were freaking out here. Like there's one team fight I know myself. I was just like I couldn't even keep track of what was going on. It all happened so quickly.
First team fight was all on Han. That Alistar headbutt combo, pulverized combo was that was it.
Mhm.
That was what made the play happen. And then second fight is all about patience. Just keep calm and just
Yep.
keep
and
track on the ball and just put it in the perfect place so that
you hit the 4-man shockwave, and Kogma's just left alone, wondering where his friends are.
Yeah, I think definitely the 4-man shockwave at the Baron pit was really where the game turned around there for you guys at the end.
yeah.
Just really started snowballing out of control.
Alrighty.
With
So,
that,
sorry.
yeah, with that we got like Baron, and then they just got free goal, and there's just pressure everywhere. They couldn't really do anything after that point.
All right. So,
Oh,
any last thoughts? Any last things you want to say after what I'm sure was an exhausting series?
yeah.
Anything
Let's
else you
just
want?
say that Vertebrae's probably the best team, and we're gonna roll on everyone else.
Ooh,
Everyone else is
I
gonna be
like
easy.
it. I like it because we have Cloud Genesis might have a thing to say about that in the next
Alright,
series.
Let's see.
Yeah, well, let us know when that's going to happen so we can block it in our schedules. Please don't put it
Yep.
on Thursday night. FYI.
Okay.
I want to cast it. But, yeah.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So, thank you, Cavendish. All right. And
Yeah,
Vertibrae.
GG on your games, dude.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
GG's. Anything
GG.
else from you guys?
No, I think that covers it for us.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think did Vertibrae have anyone they wanted to interview with, or?
I don't think so. They didn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. After a series like that, I wouldn't want to.
I
I do not blame them. Everyone played their hearts out this evening. Thank you all for joining us on this journey.
Yo, I can interview.
Oh,
We got
okay.
Blazinhot with the Blazinhot interview.
Oh
team.
Jesus.
Alrighty.
Yeah, why not double up?
Oh
Ooh, Geodude
gosh,
here as well.
guys, I gotta teach children tomorrow. Come on, let's make it quick. Okay, game 1. What was that like? The Ban from Dota was autoing the Nexus. Level 98 Geodude was trying his best to stay alive. What were comms like in that extended 10-minute team fight at the end of that game?
Oh my god. The comms were crazy in that game. That was a lot of fun. Basically we were just saying hit the Nexus. And I think
I
our AD
forgot about
carry
the base
stopped
race.
hitting the Nexus for a little bit. But I mean, yeah, as we basically all hit the Nexus, and then sacrificed our lives to kill the Nexus, and then Band was there, the faithful Braum, to finish the game.
What about the rest of the that 10-minute sequence beforehand was crazy. Fight after fight after fight.
We basically looked to low Cogmus summoners, and we took advantage of the fact that he was immobile. It was nice that we had Ornn ulti because that was a way to interrupt the backline without actually committing that hard. So we had a little bit more time on their front line than their backline had on our front line. So that was pretty useful. And then just like having a really CC heavy comp to peel for Corki and Ashe was pretty useful versus like a static top laner like Garen and Kayn. And then we could also peel off Kayn with the amount of CC that we had.
Gotcha.
Geodude, I have a question for you. In Game 3, what was the thought process behind opting for the Kale rather than maybe the Gnar or something else into the Darius?
Well, what we were looking to do, we executed partly for it, was trying to sort of go for a split push. And we executed that in the early parts of the game. Of course, it helps whenever the rest of your team is getting ahead. We sort of strayed away from that. As a team, we sort of play around team fighting a lot more, so we sort of naturally reverted to that as things started to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, we definitely think could have tried to do a little more splitting, try and force objectives that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Kale is very difficult to deal with in a 1v1. I mean, even though Darius can play that very well, just the range from Kale can sort of force the presence of maybe getting somebody else pulled over. And if that's the case, then, you have outnumbered mid lane and or wherever else the rest of the team is, and with them being ahead, we could have forced more objectives. But we sort of reverted into team fighting, so we didn't execute to what we wanted to do with it.
Yeah. And the Ori balls were pretty nasty with the Alistar ball carry, Alistar or Maokai ball carry. There was that fight at Baron where we tried to bait the fight because it was a 5v4, but I don't know if it was a flash Alistar engage with the ball on it, but that ball kind of messed it up because we did expect to win the 5v4, but the shockwave was pretty nasty from Cavendish.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for interviewing after an exhausting series. I know I'm tired. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, I'm Sarah Cruz, and this is LP Mageman and X NyQuil, and we'll see you in semis where AD Cuties and Cloud Genesis meet up to see who faces Team Bamboozle in the finals. We'll see you then.